The Pope has died, and now about 1.2 billion Catholics will be looking to see who their next Pope will be. In today's English lesson, we are going to talk about the English terms you might need to know if you want to watch the news about finding a new Pope. The first thing we should talk about is what is Christianity and who are Christians. Christianity is the religion, and for each of these terms, I will have the official definition and then I will use it in a sentence. Christianity, it is the religion that follows the teachings of Jesus Christ. Christianity is one of the biggest religions in the world. Now, we don't talk about religion all that often on this channel, but I have done a lesson about Ramadan. If you would like to watch that one, I will leave a link to it at the end of this English lesson. Christianity is the religion, Christians are the people, and there are about 2 billion Christians in the world, but not all of them are Catholics. Who is a Catholic? A Catholic is a person who follows the Roman Catholic Church, related to the Catholic Church. That religion is called Catholicism. Not easy to say. Many Catholics go to church every Sunday. Let's practice a little English reading by reading this paragraph. I will read it. Feel free to follow along as I do. Catholics believe the Pope is the leader of their church and represents Jesus on earth. They see him as a wise and holy man who guides them in faith and morals. Catholics respect and listen to the Pope because they believe God gives him special wisdom to lead the church. Catholicism is just one of the many denominations in Christianity. Let's get the official definition for denomination. That is a group within a larger religion that has its own beliefs and practices. So not all Christians follow the Pope. Catholicism is a denomination of Christianity. Pretty complex sentence there. Catholicism is a denomination of Christianity. Here I have a flag for the country of Argentina. Why do I have that flag? Well, it's a country in South America, but it's also the birthplace of Pope Francis. That is where he was born. Pope Francis was born in Argentina in 1936. And just in case you didn't know, Pope Francis is the last pope who died recently. Since we are talking about the Pope, maybe we should get an official definition for him. He is the leader of the Catholic Church. The Pope leads millions of Catholics around the world. If you are enjoying this English lesson, please go ahead and hit that like button. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss another English lesson. I am also offering one-on-one private tutoring classes. If you would like to be my student, check the description for the link. It's also in the comments. While watching the news about a new pope, you will probably hear the term cardinal. This person is a high-ranking official in the Catholic Church who helps choose the new pope. Not all cardinals will choose the new pope. The cardinals must be under the age of 80. And one reason they have to be under the age of 80 is because there are cardinals all over the world and they must fly to Rome to help choose the new pope. Let's get a sentence about that. The cardinals gather in the Vatican to vote for the next pope. I should make myself a bit more clear. Rome is a separate city. The Vatican is a separate country. So let's talk about the Vatican right now. It is completely surrounded by the city of Rome. The small country It's actually the smallest country, the small country in Rome where the Pope lives. The Vatican is the center of the Catholic Church. You might also hear the term conclave. A conclave is a private meeting where cardinals vote for a new pope. The conclave takes place in the Sistine Chapel and is kept secret. We will talk more about that in just a minute. You might hear the term basilica. There are many basilicas around the world, but a basilica is a large and important church. St. Peter's Basilica is where people gather to see the new pope. I live in the tiny state of Maine in the United States. It's actually really close to Canada. Here is a sentence about my state and the churches in it. There might be 1,000 churches in my state, but there is only one basilica. A couple months ago in my country, we had an election and we elected a new president. Well, guess what? There will be an election to elect a new pope. An election is a process of choosing a new leader by voting. The cardinals hold an election to select the new pope. We need to talk about white smoke and black smoke. White smoke. That is a signal that a new pope has been chosen. When white smoke appears, people know a new pope has been elected. But black smoke means that it is a signal that no pope has been chosen yet. Black smoke means the cardinals need more time to vote. Speaking of voting, let's get the official definition for voting. That means choosing someone for a position by casting a ballot. We will talk about what a secret ballot is in just a minute. The cardinals vote several times until they agree on a new pope. I forgot to mention earlier about cardinals. We also have a bird in English called a cardinal. You might know morning as the first part of the day, but we have another definition for morning in English. It means a time of sadness after someone dies. After the Pope's death, the Vatican enters a period of mourning. When the cardinals vote for a new pope, they need a majority. That means more than half of the votes. But to elect a new pope, you need way more than 50% of the votes. A candidate must get a 2/3 majority to become pope. So there will probably be about 120 cardinals voting on the new pope, and 80 must vote for the new pope. Anything less than that, we get black smoke. Next, we have secret ballot. That is a way of voting where no one knows who voted for whom. The cardinals use a secret ballot to keep the election private. Successor. You might hear that word when watching the news, successor. Let's talk about who a successor is. That is the person who takes over a position after someone else takes over. Nice English phrasal verb to know. I've read some articles about who might be the next pope and where they might be from. There is a possibility the new pope could be from the Philippines. I've also heard one may come from Africa, like the country of Ghana or maybe the Congo. But if I had to bet, I would probably say the new pope will be from Italy. How about you? Let me know in the comments, where do you think the new pope will be from? Let's take a look at this picture for successor. Maybe the man owns a business. One day his child will take over. The child will be the man's successor. We talk a lot about politics on this channel. We talk a lot about the president. Let's talk about the vice president. The vice president of the United States. If the president of the US dies in office, the successor is the vice president. The Sistine Chapel. The Sistine Chapel. That is the building where the Pope is elected. All of the cardinals have their election in the Sistine Chapel. Let's use a couple words we've talked about already in this next sentence. The cardinals gather in the Sistine Chapel for the conclave. We talked about basilica before. A chapel is another place to pray or worship, usually smaller than a church or maybe even part of a church. A basilica is much bigger than a chapel. You also might hear of the Holy See. Notice the way see is spelled. It is the government of the Catholic Church led by the Pope. But without a pope right now, the Holy See organizes the election of a new pope. At some point, there will be an announcement, and that is a public statement about something important. The Vatican makes an announcement when the new pope is chosen. Habemus Papum. Habemus Papum. I am an English teacher, not a Latin teacher. I hope I said that correctly, but at least now you will know what that phrase means. It's a Latin phrase meaning we have a pope. Wish me luck with this sentence. The crowd cheers when they hear Habemus Papum from the balcony. And it is from the balcony of the Sistine Chapel where that announcement is made. Papal. Papal, that is the adjective form of pope. And a papal name is the special name a new pope chooses. The new pope took the papal name John Paul II. Well, the new pope won't have that name. I just remember John Paul II was kind of a famous pope when I was younger, like in the early 80s. That is going to do it for this English lesson. Don't forget, if you would like to become my one-on-one student, there are links in the description and in the comments. Also, down below, if you would like to watch an English lesson about Ramadan, it is right there for you. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.